This is the drive home with
Zac,
Alfie,
and TT for the Millwall drive home, driving home from the very easily named Select Car Leasing Stadium, also, formerly known as the Medeski Stadium, where it finished. Reading 0,
Millwall
1.
Millwall 1. 5 on the bounce for the mighty Lions. You can throw as many injuries as you want at this squad, and somehow they seem to be able to battle through it. Gary Rowett got the team up for today. They worked their absolute nuts off from 1 to 11. Every single player today worked, nearly had to be carried off the pitch. It was an attritional battle against a team that sat back for the majority until we scored. Really, really deep, trying to catch Mill on the counter-attack, and it looked like it was going to work for them because they did create 1 or 2 good chances. But what I really liked about our performance today is the fact that we just seem to be we're so difficult to break down. We give away very few chances, and if you've got something that works, Jed Wallace to Jake Cooper, then you use it. Before we go any further, drop a like on the video. Can we hit 200 likes? It's a lot. I don't know if we'll be able to. I think the first ever drive home I ever done was Reading away. And I think we won that day as well. So it's been a happy hunting ground for us. And obviously Jake Cooper coming for them. Subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed. But let's go through the starting lineup. 2 changes today from the game. The last time out at home, we had obviously Daniel Ballard coming in for Hutch, who's injured, and Mason Bennett going out, injured again, and Benikafobe returning from injury. Other than that, we had a back 4 of Murray Wallace on the left, Danny McNamara on the right, like I said, Ballard and Cooper as the 2 centre-backs. We had Billy Mitchell and George Saville as central midfielders. Tyler Bury. Who else was it? Tyler Bury, Jed Wallace and Benikafobe up front.
No, and Scott Malone.
Oh yes, Scott Malone played. Yes, he did. So a lot of the time we kind of out of possession again. We've kind of got 2 formations. In possession, we drop into when we've got the ball, we're a back 4, and when we don't have the ball, we go into a back 5, and that's where Malone kind of a lot of the time we were looking to switch the play from. Caught on the, it was a lot of the time at the back, but we're trying to move it quickly to where Malone or Danny McNamara or Tyler Bury on the right could get the ball. The first chance created, basically, it looked very similar to Derby, and we got a free kick. To be fair, right on the corner of the box, Jed Wallace steps up and hits it straight into the wall. It basically bounces out a couple of times, and we get another free kick about 30 seconds later, this time in a much better position, right on the edge of the D, in the middle of the goal, and Jed puts it over the bar. He'll be disappointed that he hasn't hit the target, but if he does get it on target, it's every chance he scores, because he's just got to get it over the wall. Reading had a couple of chances after that. In fact, they're probably their best chance fell to Zhao, who was about 12 yards out, and he absolutely rifled it at Bartosz, who made a really good save, kind of punched it out. Most of the chances in the game were in the first half. Danny McNamara, like I said, got some space on the right, drove with the ball, and strikes a fantastic shot. He really hit it. A thunderbolt shot from Danny McNamara. It's good to see him getting forward, and you really want it to go in, but the keeper's made a fantastic save. It was going top corner, and he's pushed it away for a corner. He probably thought he'd done the work, the keeper, with that. Unfortunately for him, we've got a fantastic set-piece taker in Jed Wallace. And what Jake Cooper does really well is he starts in the middle, about the penalty spot. He peels off around the back of all of the players and comes in, kind of ghosting in at the far post. Virtually unmarked. He wasn't unmarked because he had a player, but he'd kind of lost, like I said, he shook him off. Rises, even though he doesn't need to rise, but rises even further up and powers the ball into the top left-hand corner. It's a fantastic header, and we, sent our fans into absolute raptures behind the goal. It was a good atmosphere being in the away stand today. Boys, do you want to talk about the Reading fan?
Well, yeah. It was a bit of a comedy today, as there was a Reading fan completely and utterly stupid, giving it all big to the Millwall fans, looking like he's going to take off. Then Millwall fans were telling him to sit down and behave himself, so he done the opposite of that, and he pulled his shirt and jumper up, and he jiggled his belly up and down like a piece of jelly, and then he wouldn't stop, so he carried on. And then after he mooned the Millwall fans with and then just sent our crowd into an absolute. It was like we were the guests to a brilliant comedy show.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then the stewards told him to leave. So.
Yes, he had to leave. Absolute sex case, as far as I'm concerned. Getting your bum out at a football game is not actually the one. But from then, the best chance fell to Reading after that. Really well worked by Swift and Zhao. A 1-2 played on the edge of the box, and to be fair, you expect Swift to hit the target. He doesn't. He bends the ball over the top, and we go in at 1-0 up at half time. Like I said, the away we were crammed in that away end. Plenty of seats in the home end, but we were crammed in. And come out second half, I had to get the boys some water, so I missed the first couple of minutes, and I come out literally as Reading took a corner, and it was a really powerful header that's just gone over the bar, and you think that was a great opportunity for them. The only thing they really created other than that was a great block by who's my man of the match. You know, there was a free kick from the left, crossed into the box, and George Savile's come from absolutely nowhere to get a block on it. Not only does he get a block on it, but he also wins the foul with it. Ref watch, I thought the ref done all right today actually. Warmer was the ref. He booked a couple of our players, which I felt was a little bit harsh, but he managed the game well. You know, I felt like he had a good game, and he's refereed us 26 times, the ref. Absolute madness that he's... I think the next most he's refed is 23 games, so obviously likes a Millwall game, does Andy Warmer. But my man of the match today, like I said, without a shadow of a doubt, was George Savile. I thought he was absolutely superb. To be fair, him and Billy Mitchell today also really, you know, he had far more attacking intent, was willing to drive on the ball. He did set up a great chance for us in the second half, where he just kind of looked like he was going to shoot. He'd done a fake shot, a little pass over to Scott Malone, who took a shot that was blocked. I think it was going wide even if he hadn't have got it blocked. But like I said, we've taken a lead in another game, and we've managed to sit in deeper, but we don't really look like conceding many chances, and that really is a testament to the hard work of the players, because defensively we're solid. You know, a really good effort by Ballard coming in for Hutch. You know, obviously you're going to be thinking losing the captain Hutch was going to be a difficult challenge, but Ballard stepped in and equally replaced him. There's no getting around it. You know, done what he needed to do. You know, Hutch is really good at intercepting the ball. Ballard done that a couple of times. Some really effective tackling, and Cooper really led it. It meant a lot. I think, you know, after coming through the Reading youth set up and being released by Reading, I really do think that it meant something to Jake Cooper today. And when he celebrated his goal, but after the game he come over and you could tell it really meant a lot to him. And the players just seem to be buzzing at the moment, and that's some great energy. Zac, who's your man of the match?
Well, one more thing before I say my man of the match.
Go on.
I've got to give the biggest compliment to Jed today. He isn't my man of the match, but the way that when he come off, he was walking down the sideline, and to the Reading supporters, I think they were giving him a little bit of stick. He just went like this to them, and then he went, well, I just laughed my head off, because it shows that this club means a lot to Jed, and he will always be in our hearts.
Yeah, he will be. Alf, you say your man of the match, and then Zac can say his.
To be fair, I haven't even thought of it that much.
Okay.
But mine is Billy Mitchell.
Okay.
His work rate today was 110%. He was up and down. It felt like he had endless energy.
Yeah, you can't argue with that. Zac, who's your man of the match today?
George Savile.
Okay.
I thought he played superbly in the midfield, and I realised that today he has some leap on him.
Yeah, he did.
He can jump for the ball.
He did, and he won so many of those little 50-50 battles today, and ended up having the composure to control the ball and then lay it off and just keep possession, because that's something we did a little bit too often in the second half, is that we did give away possession, sat in deep, but we kind of gave them the space in front of us, but like I said, they didn't really look like scoring, and that's bodes well for the future. However, a massive game at Blackburn on Tuesday night. You know, who would have thought that we'd be... There's no getting around it. I don't want to say the bloody P word, but you're 3 points behind it. And I think, you know, we've got some real tough games, you know, Middlesbrough at home coming up, but to go to Blackburn after the excerpts of today, not being able to rotate the squad, it's going to be interesting to see what we're able to do, and whether we can go up there and, you know, make them pay for the 500 that travelled up there and had the game postponed after, you know, 45 minutes for kickoff. So, obviously, Millwall fans driving past. We're buzzing. There's no getting around it. You know, we're driving down the M4 just before we go in the M25. This is like a short trip to us, but it's just great to be a Millwall fan at the moment, and I'm so happy with how they're just playing for each other. They're working hard. We're not creating too many chances, and that's the slight worry. But I don't want to be negative in any way, shape, or form. Every single Millwall player deserves to have a nice bath tonight. Get your feet up in front of the sofa and watch some TV, because you've earned the well-earned rest. Boys, you want to say anything else?
5 in a row.
5 in a row, indeed. Only one way we can end it, though, after the 5 in a row. No one likes us.
We don't care.
Yes!